Hello, welcome students. You are watching the physics class on chapter light. So this is my second part of this chapter. So today our topic is eclipse. So in Hindi we can say ग्रहण, जैसे सूर्य ग्रहण, चंद्र ग्रहण. Okay. So eclipse, you know very well that sun is the main source of light in our solar system. No. So the moon, earth and other planets, they revolve around the sun. So when they move around the sun, it blocks the sunlight and they cast the shadow. So when the shadow of the one celestial body fall on another, it causes an eclipse. Suppose when the shadow of the moon fall on the earth, then it's a solar eclipse. And when the shadow of the earth falls on the moon, then we can say lunar eclipse. Okay. So earth experiences two main type of eclipse, namely lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. So you must keep in mind that when the earth, the moon and the sun, they are aligned in the same straight line, then eclipse occurs. So first of all, I am discussing on the lunar eclipse. So you must know during lunar eclipse, then in that case, the earth comes between the sun and the moon, and the shadow of the earth falls on the moon, and it causes what? Lunar eclipse. So this lunar eclipse takes place during full moon night, and the bright side of the moon faces the earth. And you know very well, the moon is smaller than the earth. So therefore, a part or all of the moon may fall within the shadow of the earth. So when the sun, earth and moon are in a straight line, then the umbra of the earth's shadow completely covers the moon. The moon appears totally dark, and this event is called total lunar eclipse. So when the moon is slightly out of the line with the sun and earth, then only a part of it may lie in the umbra and a part in the penumbra of the earth's shadow. So the part of the moon in the penumbra receive a very little light and can be seen, but it cannot be seen as bright as normal. Okay, so this event is called a partial lunar eclipse. Okay, so next is the solar eclipse. So during solar eclipse, when the moon comes between the earth and the moon, then the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. So this is called a solar eclipse. So a solar eclipse takes place only when there is a new moon and the dark side of the moon faces towards the earth. So during a solar eclipse, the shadow of the moon falls only a part of the earth, because you know very well that the moon is smaller than the earth. The part of the earth that lies between the umbra of the moon shadow does not receive any sunlight for some time. Here the moon appears as a dark disk that completely covers the sun, and the glow of the corona, the corona is the outer atmosphere of the sun, okay, is visible around the dark disk. So this event is called a total solar eclipse. The earth continues to move in its orbit, so the total eclipse lasts only for a few minutes. So total eclipses are quite rare. You must keep in mind, whereas the lunar eclipse takes place near about 1 and 3 hours. Okay, but in case of solar eclipse, it takes place only for a few minutes. Clear? So in this part of the earth that is in the penumbra of the moon shadow, a part of the sun can be seen, the rest of the sun is blocked by the dark disk of the moon. So this event is called partial solar eclipse, means incompletely solar eclipse. So when the moon is at the farthest from the earth in its orbit, it appears smaller than the sun when we see it in the sky. At this time, most of the sun is blocked out by the dark disk of the moon, and a thin, bright outer ring of light is visible outside the disk. This event is called annular solar eclipse. Okay, so this is the formation of the annular solar eclipse, and this is the formation total and partial solar eclipse. Okay, so this is the partial, this is total, and this is annular. Here it look like a ring. It look like a ring, and you must keep in mind we should not see directly towards the sun. Okay, so during solar eclipse, as the disk of the moon move to completely cover the sun, then the last few rays of the sunlight, this one, that shine through at the edge and produce a diamond ring effect. So this is the diamond ring effect. Okay, so it causes very harmful to us if it damage our eye if we look directly into the sun. Okay, so next is the surgical lighting system. So you know very well that surgical lighting system need to be bright enough for the surgeon to see clearly. They also need to ensure that the shadow do not form and obstruct the surgeon's view. So surgical lighting system consider many small light positions at different angles, so as to ensure that the umbra of the shadow produced are very very small and the penumbra overlap, creating a virtually shadowless environment. Okay, and this is the lighting designer. A lighting designer plans and builds a lighting system for use in live event, a theater and film set, and maybe a photography shoot. As for example, suppose in a film shoot, the designer needs to understand the mood of a scene and the natural light available. The designer then creates a light plot and decide the color, intensity, and even timing of lighting to be used. Okay, so this is the lighting designer. So I've already completed this chapter, and in the next class I will draw a diagram on a whiteboard. So you will see on Thursday. Okay, so in the next class I will discuss the fill in the blanks, match the following, as well as the MCQ question. All the things I will be completed. So I hope so. You have to like this class very much, and hope we will meet you soon in the next class. Okay, bye bye.